I was doing an FTAC tour when I worked confinement. We were doing mocking processing during this tour. I was getting into mocking processing, I was getting into this one guy, and all of a sudden his lips started quivering. Well, his buddy to the left thought it was funny, and he started laughing. It took me about 15 seconds to get that guy to go from laughing to in tears just doing a mocking processing, even when they know it's fake. Today I'm going to tell you about off a confinement facility. And I will start off by telling you how it's the greatest job I've held since I've been in the Air Force. The history behind it, the facility. And I'm also going to tell you about life as an inmate in the facility and what we did to improve the confinement facility itself. I will tell you about the history of the oldest jailhouse in the Air Force. Off a confinement facility has a long history. It's the oldest jailhouse in the Air Force, built in 1894 for $13,094. It was originally posted in 1896 by the 22nd Infantry, originally built to hold 32 prisoners. Nowadays we can hold 15 and 18 with a waiver. It has held 200 prisoners since 2002. 87 are first-term airmen, 94% are male, and 83% are white males. Top three reasons people are confined at off the facility is for illegal substance, also for AWOL, absent without leave, and then theft. In the last 3 years, that's actually changed. The last 3 years has been use of illegal substance, theft, and child molestation / child porn, which is 22%. Now I'm going to tell you about life as an inmate. We start off by, in your life as an inmate, we start off by going to the courthouse. We put the inmate in the handcuffs. And we'll bring him back to the facility. And the guards, which usually all are there for the processing, make sure we introduce ourselves. And they read our names off a picture to make sure they know who we are. And then from there we take them to the processing room where they read the rules. And they read them again. And then they'll read them a third time to make sure they got them down. And then they'll take their clothes and hang them up uniformly and fold them uniformly. They usually don't get it right the first time, but the quicker they learn that they need to listen to what we tell them, the smoother the whole process goes. The longer it goes, the more irritated we get and the louder we get. And then from there they go to segregation. That's the hardest time usually for an inmate. They're in the cell all by themselves with a Bible, a jumpsuit, a pair of sandals, some socks, and all the thing they have sheets, covers, and a pillow. During segregation, they're not only allowed to leave segregation to use the latrine, or they're also allowed to eat while they're in segregation. But after they get out of segregation, they'll go into general population, where everything will be stored in a wall locker for them. They'll maintain their wall locker. Anytime it's not maintained, we do an inspection every day. If it's not maintained, we destroy it and they can redo it again. Well, once a week we're required to do contraband checks. We'll go through the facility and look for contraband, flipping up books, shelves, everything, make sure there's no contraband. Well, if you're an inmate, you get to clean up after us. After we get done looking, we look everywhere for contraband. Also, they're doing rehabilitation at this time. If they have alcohol problems, give them the AA classes. Any kind of substance abuse, give them classes for that. They also, if can talk to the chaplain, first sergeant, anytime they need to, out of request. And there's different types of custody grades. We have medium in, minimum, medium out, and then maximum. Maximum custody, they'll wear a chain belt with handcuffs to keep their hands from moving 6 inches, and ankle shackles they'll wear. That's anytime maximum security for prisoners in the Air Force. Reason being, that way they don't harm themselves or us during any kind of transportation. Maximum security prisoners are not allowed to leave the facility for any reason unless they're being transferred. But anytime we use transfer, anything for 3 to 5 years, anything over 6 months we'll transfer usually over to Miramar, which is in San Diego, California, or Charleston Brig, Naval Brig, which is in Charleston, South Carolina. And then inmates are allowed visitation on Sundays from 1300 to 1600. They're allowed, if they have a significant other, they're allowed one hug, one kiss. And it's simple. Minimum touching to no touching. We usually make them sit across from each other and enforce no touching except simple greeting and simple ending. Now I will tell you about what we did to improve the facility. We worked hard to improve the overall appearance of the facility. Inside we painted it a fine wine, which is a burgundy color, and hung up wainscot in the lobby. We redid the furniture. We also repainted all the railing on the outside and the stairs on the outside, except the very front porch, which would be the natural concrete color. I will now remind you of the subjects we talked about and how confinement was the greatest job I worked. Because of the historical points of it, I enjoy researching the history of it, and enjoyed the things that go along with being a guard, and how the inmate's life was while they was in confinement, and the work we did to improve it. Remember, if you love your job, you're going to work harder to improve your job. Thank you. Have a nice day.